air conditioning unit was these loose fuses. We know that because we deliberately pulled them out, cutting off power.
That'll shut down the compressor.
And what was your name? I'm sorry.
Tim.
We're testing the expertise of home repairmen, and these techs who showed up did exactly the right thing. They pushed the fuses back in and told Jenny no other work was needed. Raphael wouldn't even accept payment.
So how much do I owe you?
Will George from America's Comfort Heating and Cooling do the same? He quickly finds the loose fuses, pushes them back in, and does his inspection. But instead of telling Jenny the job's done, he has some bad news.
You have a leak somewhere.
Her system, he says, is leaking Freon, the coolant inside the air conditioner. But how would he know? Testing a leak is a long and complicated process, something that George didn't do.
So there's a leak.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a leak.
George says dealing with a leak could get expensive, especially if it's in the long, snaking coil where the Freon circulates.
You're looking probably about $1,500 to replace the coil. Either we can look for the leak and fix the leak, and if it's in one of the coils, then it's not worth it. It's just worth getting rid of the whole thing.
Okay.
Then there's the cost of adding Freon.
We have to recharge the system, so you're looking at probably about $1,900.
$1,900. Okay.
And how would the cost of that repair compare to getting a brand new air conditioning unit?
It's $3,826.
$3,826.
That's $3,826.
Bottom line, what do we need to do?
I would replace.
You would just replace. Okay. Crap. We're talking the whole thing. All right. Stay here, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's time for me to have a chat with George. George, Chris, what exactly is wrong with the air conditioning unit?
I think it's just a little bit low on Freon. I don't know how low it is.
But what you told Jenny is that it's about half empty of Freon.
Yeah, I think it's about half empty. But like I said again, I have to weigh it all in. That's why I can't give her a price on the Freon.
I understand that.
What is this, man? You guys trying to test us here?
Actually, I am.
Yeah?
See, here's something that you need to know, George. We had that system tested. The only issue with that system is that the fuse... George, come on, I want to talk to you. George sees our cameras and quickly heads to the door.
George, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on the quality of service.
I got a 20-year-old unit, man.
George is right. It is an old system. But the fact is, even though it isn't as energy efficient as the new one, it works just fine, according to our expert, Carl.
It is up in age, and, you know, its efficiency is not what the newer one is, but operationally it's sound.
Had Jenny followed George's advice, she'd have been out thousands of dollars to replace an air conditioning unit that wasn't broken.
The AC guy just got here.
Here comes our next technician, Tony, from Abode Air.
All of a sudden, I can feel air, but it's not cool.
Tony comes in and, after meeting Jenny, heads back outside, checks himself out, and gets his tools. But how carefully does he check out the air conditioner? He appears to examine the circuit board and take some notes, but he never spots the loose fuses we deliberately pulled out. Instead, he jumps on the fact that it's an older unit and says he's found an entirely new problem.
How's it look?
Well, you got some bad news on the older one.
I do.
Yeah, it has that, what we call an LRA. It's a locked-up rotor amp.
Tony tells Jenny that the problem is something called a locked rotor amp, meaning her motor isn't working.
Okay, so it's just bad.
Yeah, it's...
The unit is completely bad.
Yeah, it's just bad.
It's shot.
Yeah.
Tony's best advice, get a new unit.
Do you know how much a new unit would cost? Just a rough estimate.
We'll say $5,000, rough estimate.
$5,000? Remember, all that's wrong are the loose fuses.
Hey, how are you?
So I head downstairs to speak with Tony.
So all in, what do you estimate this will cost?
Probably about $5,200.
$5,200. Good, and that's the estimate right there?
Yeah, I gotta still finish filling it out.
Yeah. Well, let me, Tony, before you go, there's something that I need to tell you.
Sure.
I'm really not the man of the house. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Okay.
And we're doing a story on the quality of service provided by repairmen and mechanics who come to the house.
Sure.
And so a couple things. Go ahead, have a seat, relax. I just want to ask you a couple questions.
No, in fact, you know, I'm not gonna have a seat. I gotta get things buttoned up.
Well, I'll walk with you, because there's something I want to show you out there.
Great.
Things that you said needed to be repaired on this unit weren't broken. That's the bottom line.
I wouldn't say that system works fine at all. The bottom line is, on a 24-year-old system they're going to have multiple problems with that. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah,
And he's stuck with his story, despite the fact that I pointed out the real problem minutes earlier.
Can I show you one thing?
Go ahead.
Oh, the disconnect. Works just fine now.
Yeah, it does.
All you had to do was check right
Push it
there.
in, yeah.
Good to go.
Yeah. I didn't push the fuse in, but...
Well, why didn't you push it in?
Because I didn't notice that it was sticking out.
But wouldn't you check that as a matter of routine?
No. You don't go to jobs where the disconnect is sticking out. We just check the fuses.
So what can you do to make sure the repair person you call is the right one for the job? First, when someone gives you the bad news, get a second opinion.
So this is a must-do right now.
But one of the best ways to find someone who knows their stuff is by word of mouth. Get a referral from someone who's had a good repair experience. That way, the odds of finding someone you can trust will go way up.